Aloha, hockey fans, and welcome to this very special edition of the Bluenote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, your host, and I can't believe we're one win away from Lord Stanley. Everyone knows that I'm a huge hockey fan, and I love the hockey stories, and I bring on fans of the game that have stories that are intertwined with the Blues. And every now and then you get something that just goes beyond blueshood. And this is something that has taken national recognition. And if everyone knows, I wear my jersey. I wear my Navy jersey, my military jersey, or one of my other jerseys. Well, today, I'm wearing something a little special. I'm wearing my Play Gloria shirt that my parents got me. And the reason I'm wearing Play Gloria is I have Brendan Armstrong, did I say that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Joining me from the Jacks NYC in Philadelphia. The Jacks is where Gloria started. Brendan, welcome to the Bluenote Fan Report.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you and me were talking a little bit just before about how this all got started. January 6th, it's a Sunday. The Blues are playing, or not the Blues, the Eagles are playing the Bears in a playoff game, and the Blues the next night are playing the Flyers. Night after that, like they're playing on the 8th. Mm-hmm. On January 6th, when this all happens, I actually was in St. Louis. I was home for my 50th birthday that weekend, that period, and I had seen that loss to the Islanders, and my heart had sunk. I had thought this team was gone, dead, had nothing. So apparently, and I think if I get the names right, it's Alexander Steen, Joel Edmondson, and I can't remember who the third player was. Was it?
It was five of them.
Five of them? I only knew of three.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
five of them. Barzutto, I think Edmondson, and one more guy.
Yeah. I think Schwartz might have been in there.
Yep, Schwartz.
Okay. So these guys know one of your members who wishes to remain anonymous, and that's great. And invites them to your club. Now, your club is a private club. Is that correct? It's for members only?
It's a private New Year's Brigade club, and some people won't know exactly what that is. It's basically the Mummers Parade here in Philadelphia. It's been going on for over 100 years. It celebrates kind of different brigades coming together and walking down Broad Street and performing musical and dance. It's a long-time tradition here. We're a Mummers New Year's Brigade, and it's a private membership, and we're just a private little membership, sports kind of sports crazed little brigade there that we just kind of all enjoy being a part of.
So up until about a month ago, no one knew who you guys were.
Yeah, it's about Easter weekend. I think that's when it really kind of started to pick up steam.
Yeah. Well, actually, a little more than a month ago, but. So these guys come in, and you guys are. And now I have one of my best friends in the Navy, who's unfortunately has passed, was from Philadelphia. Big Eagles fan, big Flyers fan, just all Philly sports all the time. And he would go absolutely nuts. I have another friend that I knew in the Navy who's in San Diego now, big Flyers and Phillies fan. Just they go nuts. I was with a bunch of Philly fans when the Eagles lost the Super Bowl to Tom Brady.
Lost to New England.
Lost
to New England in 2004. I was at
that game. When I was still active duty. So I understand how this is. So you got these 5 Blues fans within a stone's throw of, and I think it's called the Forum?
It's the Wells Fargo Center. Yeah, it's about a mile and a half outside of Wells Fargo Center. We're right off Broad Street. So our sports district is unique because we're one of, if not one of the only 4. Maybe we have all 4 major sports, and they all have the address on Patterson Avenue there. Lincoln Financial Field for the Eagles, Citizens Bank Park for the Phillies, and then you have the Wells Fargo for the Flyers and the Sixers. And it's unique because not many, if anybody else, has that in the U.S. I believe we might be the only one that has that.
So in the center of Flyers land, here's 5 Blues players who actually are having, I don't want to call it a bad season, but it's just not going as planned. So they're low key. They're trying to to just enjoy the atmosphere, and you guys are going nuts as the Phillies are beating the Bears. Or not the Phillies,
the Eagles. Yeah.
the Eagles. I'm sorry, the Eagles are beating the Bears. And during your last parade, somehow the song Gloria comes up. How does this happen?
Yeah, so it's one of our members, Eddie Renzi, who's a real jovial guy, has a good time, enjoys music, and he just kind of plays it. And we got a jukebox there, and he always played it. And Eddie brings a lot of energy to the table for us, and he's he kind of gets the party going for us a lot of the times, and just enjoys himself. And guys kind of gravitate around when he's having a good time. It lifts the energy up. And Eddie plays this Gloria, and it was kind of all summer, just kind of a fun song. And now you've heard it enough to kind of know, and it gets stuck in your head. It's real good, And I think the Blues at the time had Run Around Sue, and it wasn't working out.
Yeah. They
adopted this Laura Branigan song, and they took it back to them. Then Jordan picks up his first win the next game.
Yep.
They blank the Flyers 3-0, and you go from there. And it's been surreal since, and it's been real fun to be a part of for many people, not just us, a lot of different people.
Yeah, I've actually talked to Laura's manager. I've been trying to get her on, but she's so busy now because of all of this. She's going to try and come on after the thing. A lot of people sit there and say that the song doesn't fit, and I actually think the song fits perfectly. Because when you listen to the song is about a woman having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And another woman telling her, hey, if you get your shit together, things will be fine.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened with the Blues.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's just a lot of coincidences there, and I think that you take it as a level of just music being music, and it's just a catchy song. It kind of gets you pumped up a little bit, and it's a I forget how you call it. I mean, it's not the first version of the song.
No, yeah, it's a remake.
It's either the second or the third, and it's just real catchy, and it's real fun to be a part of when you got it playing. And I think, background in athletics, teams rally around different things, and sometimes it's music. I've been in a lot of locker rooms where music is a vital part of team bonding, karaoke nights, sing-alongs, guys just kind of getting together and joking around. So I think it goes for all levels. It's Little League. I mean, you look at the softball chants in the dugouts. If you ever follow softball, I mean, that's a big part of the game. To distract the other pitcher when they're in the dugout singing, dancing, having a good time. And it just goes back. I mean, we had a baseball team, the Philadelphia Phillies, in '93. Yeah. Their song was "Whoop, There It Is," and that was a crazy little song back in '93. People loved it, and it's reminiscent of that. Last year with the Eagles playoff run, or 2 years ago with the playoff run, Hungry Dogs Run Faster, the dog mask, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they gravitated around, being underdogs, and it's just like this Blues team has gravitated around this special song for them, and I think it's part of the Blues legacy from here on out. I mean, no matter how you skin it, I mean, this whole community, St. Louis worldwide, is going to know that song, and it's going to reminisce with this team and this run, and it's just all very positive. I think that's the one thing we're seeing here in Philly, and I don't think the city actually realizes it, how this has really been important for tourism. We've had a lot of fans come in from town with the St. Louis Cardinals come and visit us.
Yeah.
And we've had people knocking at the door, and we're private, so we're not really open like that. I mean, we all work, and these fans are showing up trying to get in and catch a clip. And I think the city of Philadelphia could really do a little bit more for us and try to help us out and realize, like, hey, this is something special, And I think that St. Louis and Philly now are kind of tied together by one night, one song, and two different organizations, the Blues and the Jacks NYC.
Well, you got to think about that. If you, like a longtime fan like me, I mean, I kind of sort of remember, or at least I know of, in '76 when the brawl in Philly between the Blues and the Flyers back then. It was actually the birth of the Broad Street Bullies.
Sure.
Right? So to have a positive connection between that team is a great thing.
And I think one of the bad things about the Philly narrative with the fans is really, really overblown. There's been some incidences where, sure, there's been some unruly behavior, and we don't even want to mention those. But you know what? You hear about this stuff. It happens everywhere.
Oh, it does.
It happens at every level. It happens at Little League, high school, collegiate, professionally, all across the country and the world, and Philly just gets this bad rap, and it's so old and tired that you just kind of laugh when you hear these national commentators bring up, the snowball with Santa. Like, come on, that is so played out, but hopefully this can be used as the catalyst for, positive change and making us look like we are the people who we are, because you have a lot of fans. I mean, you have these games. We have all 4 sports organizations.
Yeah.
Over 1 million, 2 million people go visit our teams to play each year, and there's never really an incident. When we get highlighted as unruly because something breaks out, and it happens everywhere.
Oh, it does.
We're hopefully this gets used as a real positive thing, and again, we've seen it in a lot of messages from people that bringing people together, reuniting. It's been crazy. I mean, reuniting families that haven't talked. I mean, we just got a message about that last night. This song has brought a family back together. It had a little bit of some issues, and they're using this playoff run to bring them back.
Yeah, it's
some children that are battling some issues, and it's just a lot. To us, a real positive thing, and however it shakes out, I think no matter what, at the end, it's just been so positive for many people.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too myself. People that I've talked to, fans of this show and things like that. I mean, my show is really tiny as far as web shows go. So, but I do have a connection with a lot of fans now. And you had brought up, one of the things you had brought up was that and I just kind of went ADHD on me. My mind went bing bing. It happened. So let's get back. So when you were talking about the area coming together. One of the guys that co-hosts with me every now and then is Michael Dante, and Mike lives in the Wilkesboro, Scranton area. I think I said that right. So I had to ask this question for him. He told me not to, but I'm gonna do it anyways. If he was to come down to Philly tomorrow, would you let him in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have the street blocked off tomorrow. The city has responded to our request to block off the street a little bit, and as long as you're over 21 and you can come by and check it out, bring ID and just be respectful of the neighbors, because it is. I mean, people got to wake up the next morning and go to work, like we all do too. Yeah, I'll be working the next morning. So I mean, it's just one of those things that you can come by, and we prefer you email us first and just kind of give us a heads up that you're coming, and we'll have food and beverage there to kind of enjoy. But yeah, we've got some people that have traveled. I mean, we've had people, and again, I go back to the tourism thing. We've had people drive from St. Louis. I mean, they're spending money in hotel rooms. They're driving here. They're visiting different areas, and we've kind of been this little mini tourist attraction that wasn't there before, and it's one of those things that we're all appreciative of, and I think our members are very welcoming. We want people to have a good time, and everyone you kind of hear that's coming by, I mean, they're kind of taken aback, right? They're looking over their shoulder to get a snowball thrown at them, and instead of a snowball, it's a high five. It's one of these things that it's been positive on many levels, and that's one thing that I think, the city of Philly needs to realize is how important this has been for this other community, and it's gone viral in the Midwest or St. Louis, Missouri, and other parts and across the world. I mean, we're just hoping to continue that. So yes, we welcome Blues fans. Just come by.
Well, here's what I can let you know or tell you. I know for a fact I have fans in Australia.
Yes.
That email me after wins play Gloria. So it isn't just in the Midwest. It is worldwide. This has taken on a life of its own. From your little hole in the wall in the middle of Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia, to this great thing. Now, tell me a little bit about your club yourself. Do you do some charity work or something like that?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we primarily focused on the Joe Briglia Foundation for one of our friends who we grew up with. We've also donated money to the Layla Foundation right now. Helping her out through her issues. We just there's a guy in our neighborhood who had a fire in his house a couple years ago. We've kind of helped them out, and we just help people out. I mean, it's not I think we all understand how important it is to just kind of be a part of the community, and I think we've always been a part of that, and we do what we can, and we're it's just been great to be a part of that and welcoming different people. I think last Saturday I was there, and a girl that's in CHOP, which is this Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, she was in there, and she came by and gave her a shirt, and she's loving it, and it's just stuff like that. So I think we're very community minded, we're aware of where we're at and what's going on, and we've all had some different things go on in our lives, all 43 of us. I mean, we've overcome things and had to go through things and help support different people. We've always done that, so it hasn't changed. I think we've just always, as a group, collectively done that for different organizations and different events and people and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I got to hand it to you. I mean, it's a great thing that you guys are doing. You've taken basically this little fun thing and turned it into a chance to give back to the community. And then, without even knowing it, you've touched a city of now you got to remember this. The Blues actually came into the league with the Flyers.
Correct.
Right?
I know that. And, we know why. We know why they're 0-12. And I actually I can't believe the NHL let that happen. The original 6 playing the expansion 6. It don't even seem fair. So I mean that whole thing. I mean this is great. To get there in the 3 wins already. I mean, but now it's on a level playing field. I mean the Blues were the best of the expansion team.
Yeah.
They came into it. So
well, I mean it wasn't just that. It was the connection of all of this, and we are the last of those expansion teams.
Correct.
To make it to win a cup. We were the first to make it when we were going to be the last to win it. So to have this connection from you guys that makes no sense. For this to happen when it did on February 2nd, right after the All-Star break, I sat down and I broke down what was called the second half, the All-Star break, and I said the Blues had the most points they could get was 115, and they could only lose 7.5 games to get to that point, and they ended up scoring 99 points. And to think that it was a song that brought all those guys together, because that was right at the beginning of the 11-game winning streak.
Sure. Yeah, and I got to say this, just working as I have in collegiate athletics and professional athletics, there's so many guys outside, behind the scenes, and the equipment staff there, the athletic training staff, the PR staff, the marketing staff, you name it, the doctors, the players, the coaching staffs, the scouts. There's so many different things that go into this thing, and to be a part of it is special for us. But we know these guys are out there grinding. I mean, the sacrifices these staff members make, they go above and beyond 24-hour workdays. I know how that equipment grind is for that professional hockey team. I mean, you don't understand. They're showing up sometimes to different arenas, and there might be a concert the night before a game, and they can't get in to set up till 3 a.m. Yeah. And then you maybe get home for a couple hours to relax, and then they got to get right back on the bus and get back to the stadium, and you're working till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. doing the uniforms and all that stuff. Same thing for the trainers. You're taking guys to the hospital, hooking them up with whatever they need. They all have their little idiosyncrasies, and and the PR staff doing what they can do to keep everybody, meeting with the media. How important that is. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're obligated to do what you got to do and going above and beyond there. And the scouts, and there's a lot of things that go into this, and we're just happy to have our part in it, and we want to continue the relationship. And the Blues organization has been great to us. They've they've welcomed us, and and they've sent us some promo packs and different things, and we appreciate it. I think they do as well. I mean, I think that we look forward to kind of just being a part of our little thing, and then especially for the fans. I mean, you guys went through so much, and now we're a part of it, and we're just happy. I mean, again, I go back 2 years ago to the Eagles and how their Super Bowl run tied this whole city together. Because they never won a Super Bowl. We were 0-2 at the time in Super Bowls, and then you kind of get that little run, and Philly became a lot friendlier after that. And, hopefully the St. Louis thing would be great for you guys to use it as a catalyst to bring communities and people together that maybe weren't, before. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, and this is just one little thing, and we're happy to have our little niche from it,
Well, I'll say this: I've kept you for enough. I know you're on your own time, and you're out at the Philly Naval Base having some fun with your friends and your family. I hope to make it to Philly. I would love to do a show sometime next year. Maybe we can set that up, figure something out. It would be a lot of fun. I got to thank you guys, because what you guys did was you took 5 Blues players who really didn't believe in themselves and showing them how 40 regular guys could just have fun on a Sunday afternoon watching sports, and that's what it was all about. And I absolutely believe that those 5 guys took that spirit back to the locker room, and a young 25-year-old rookie embraced it. And here it is 3 months, 4 months later, and we're 1 win away from the ultimate prize. Brendan, I want to thank you for spending some time with the Bluenote Fan Report. And I got to ask this, and hopefully you guys, I got to get one of your guys' flags to hang up on mine. So there's something you haven't seen. I'm going to show you this, and I'll explain it to you real quick. I'm going to kind of turn this. Can you go? You can't even see me, can you? There we go.
Yeah, now I can, yep.
Okay. If you see my flag there, it's upside down.
Okay.
Right? So I'm in the military, and now I'm trying to give me just a second, see if I can get you back full. And in the military, an upside down flag is distress. So back at the beginning of the season, I turned my flag upside down because the Blues were in distress. They won 2 games in mid-December. I flipped it back. The next game they lost 7-2 or 7-3 to Calgary. I flipped it back around and ain't changed it since.
Keep it that way. Let's keep it rolling.
That's what a lot of people have told me. That's what I want to maintain. And I would love to have a Jacks flag to go with that to symbol this amazing.
You have our information. There's been some things we got to figure out here on our side to get different various items that the fans have asked for, and we gotta figure it out. So you just got to keep in touch with us.
Oh no,
this all plays out. And
no problem. I definitely will. I definitely will, and I'll let my buddy know to send you guys a message if he wants to come down.
Yeah, messages on Facebook or Twitter. We're there. So whatever you need.
So I want to thank Brendan Armstrong, right, from the Jacks NYC. It is a private club, and it's really more of an opening gathering of 43 guys who want to take the community and make it better. And in doing that, they made the Blues better. Brendan, thank you for coming on the Bluenote Fan Report.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Go Blues.
Go Blues. Let's go Blues, and aloha.
Aloha.
Man, that was great of Brendan to show up and take time out of his Saturday to do an interview with us. Man, I love what the Jacks Bar is doing. I love the way that they're embracing the Blues, and it's just amazing. So as I sit here and I film this, there's less than 24 hours before puck drop. And the last time I saw you guys that I did a show was at Cybergs in Arnold, and that was really fun. That was a fun half-hour show I did. I talked about games 1 and 2, and I haven't really talked about games 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those games. First, let's talk about game 3. Now, game 3 is the game I was at, and it was the game that we just got destroyed. You know what? I'm okay with it. And the reason I'm okay with it, because of the experience. I've had a lot of friends say, oh, I'm sorry you had to go see that loss, and oh, too bad you went to this game and not game. No, I went to the first Stanley Cup Finals game in St. Louis in 49 years. That was it. Nothing else mattered. The experience. I got to meet Tom Calhoun twice. We were able to sit and talk with him. I ran into the owner, Tom Stillman, my friends, Brian Goodhart. I ran into others from other groups. I tried to meet the Buckinghams. Unfortunately, I couldn't get up, but I ran into Stephanie and just so many others. It was such the ushers that knew me and knew of the show and said hi, and my jersey, my military jersey that got all the compliments from people. It was an experience. Win or lose, I don't care. And then I really feel sorry for people outside the stadium and who were at Ballpark Village when that weather hit. Oh, it was horrible. But you know what? When it all comes down to it, it was still a Stanley Cup Finals game in St. Louis. And we're better, worse for wear. Then we come to Game 4, and the Blues, they fought hard. They absolutely fought hard. Another 2-goal lead they gave up. Yet, they didn't surrender. Right? They end up winning this one 4-2. And up to this point, the losing team had scored 2 goals in every game. Right? And now you want to talk about missed penalties and these suspensions and all this other stuff. Blown calls. It goes both ways. So let's talk about Game 5. And the only thing everybody wants to talk about in Game 5 is the goal and the missed call. Well, you know what? There was something, and you want to call that call egregious, there was something even more egregious that happened that nobody's talking about. Earlier in the game, on a power play, I think it was Tarasenko fires the puck in. It's sitting right there. Boston's player sweeps at the puck and absolutely takes Steen out from under him. Right on his face. That's not a trip. No, because he played the puck. He played the puck. And this is the part of the missed call that I have the most problem with. If you watch this play, Bozak goes in, his stick hits the puck first. He plays the puck. Then Boston's player decides to fall over him. There was some acting there, and I'm sorry if you want to call me a fucking Blues homer or whatever, that's fine. But that's the way I seen it. I don't think there was a missed call. Right? I'm sorry. I think that Bozak played the puck. And let's put it this way. Let's say he did miss the call. Or let's say they throw the arm out. You know what? That's a two-way penalty. Because not only are they going to call Bozak, they're going to call Boston, and I don't remember who it was, and I'm sorry. But they're going to call Boston for embellishment, because that's exactly what that was. St. Louis doesn't stop. This is the same with the puck that hit Bishop. The whistle doesn't blow. The Blues don't stop. They score a goal. Well, you know what? That's on you. It's not a fake win. It's not I read some post where some Boston player said, Boston people will always think it's just going to be 3-3 unless Boston wins. And St. Louis fans should be shameful, and I'm going to call anybody that wears Stanley. You know what? Call me the frick out. Because I'm going to wear it. When we win it, if we win it, I'm going to wear it. Because this series has had a little bit of everything, and it goes both ways. I'm a Blues fan. I'm a hockey fan. I hate the officiating, but there's nothing we can do about it. I've been upset on it on our end. I've been upset on it on the other end. If you want to call it a missed call, you call it a missed call, you live with it. It's going to be figured out on the ice, and I think Game 6 is huge. I'm going to try and create a little bit of a watch party. I'm going to invite St. Louis people in. I don't care, but oh my goodness, please, let's just have fun. And if it happens, don't tear down the city. Blues fans, hockey fans, I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. You got to know that I love you with all my heart and soul, I enjoyed being in St. Louis. I've enjoyed doing this show. And I got one more to do no matter what. And that's going to be the recap of the series. So we'll see what happens. Just know, aloha, mahalo, I'm bleeding blue with you. And let's go Blues. Aloha.
Oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in, oh, when the Blues go marching in.